Hello, 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 hello. We're back. I think I may have accidentally gone live, Jamie. Strangely. Hey, Red Live, thank you for subscribing. Oh my goodness. Right. Hello Faisal. Hey Liz. Hey Panda. Hey Admiral. How you doing? We're back. Don't ask me what went wrong with OBS. OBS. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Damn it. Thanks, Jamie. Yes. OBS did an update. It stopped my graphics card. Thanks, guys. And then it did another update and fixed the problem, and so now it works. So we're back. We're back, guys. What have you all been doing? What have you all been doing? Are you all okay? I'm just trying to get everything set up. I can't remember how to do this. Right, hang on. Okay. This music sounds really loud to me. Is it loud to you? What? How does the background music sound? Is that too loud, or does it need to come down a bit, or is it okay? Been doing waiting for you to stream. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Doing a lot of editing of my book. I'm researching cacao? What's that? Oh, haven't even been streaming a minute and already I'm having to Google because I need to know. How's that spelled? Cacao. I mean, that just sounds like cacao worship? No. It says here cacao is a chocolate bean. It's a traditional Hawaiian art of tattooing. Oh, okay. Interesting. Do you know that doesn't even come up? Mind you, I've not put the accents above the letters, so. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing too, actually. I finished my last book. I had a load of revisions that I had to do, so I got those done and started a new one. And I also wrote and finished a short story, a horror short story that I sent into Flame Tree to see if we can get that published. So yeah, so just until I get back into this, I'm just going to sort of go over some of the parts that I just feel I need to get a bit darker. So, oh god, let me. How do you draw? I deliberately. Oh!
Emotional damage.
Right, okay. Yeah, I did add one. Emotional damage from not having my stream, right? But I deliberately didn't touch anything that I'd been doing on stream. Because I thought if I do, and then I've either completed it or I do a huge chunk of it, and you'll have missed steps. Wait, which that bit is dark at the top. So I've only been able to play Valo in it, really. And everybody. Faisal and Liz, Nathan, Moose and Dylan, and too many names to count. It's been so nice. But I have missed you all. I've missed you all so much.
Hey, kappa, kappa, hey, kappa, kappa, hey.
Oh, wow. You're just trying to make me jump now, aren't you? Right, and this bit has the dark bit here. James is out at archery, so I have no idea when he's going to get back. That was for not inviting me to Valo. You're invited to Valo? Oh my gosh! But we never see you on there, because normally it will say if someone's playing Valo and it will come up on the side. Have I got you down as a friend? I thought we'd added each other as friends. Or it should at least show me on Discord whether you're on or not. Otherwise, yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier. I want to tell you my first beta reader back when I was at 58k words was British. Oh, okay. It's always nice to have trusted beta readers. People who aren't just going to tell you what you want to hear, but people who will actually give you, you know, good feedback. I tell you, I was really struggling with the Flame Tree story, because it was like they give you a theme. So they say they wanted to have a horror themed story, and the theme for this month was it had to be written around the theme of Dead Man's Wish. And I came up with these. A beta reader is someone who you give your manuscript to before you send it to publishers. So it's like you can have alpha readers who are like your immediate people who see it, but beta readers generally are people who will read through most of the manuscript, and you can say, look, can you tell me, do you think the characters work? Or you can say to another one, okay, could you tell me if you think the plot works? Or can you just tell me overall what you think is wrong with it? But could you also tell me what you think is right with it? And the beta reader gives you feedback, and based on their feedback, you coordinate it with everyone, or the other feedback from all the other beta readers, depending on how many you have. And you decide what changes you wish to make before you then send it in to publishers and stuff, or literary agents, I guess. It's just about having an extra set of eyes on it, because sometimes it's hard for you to see your own mistakes or where you think you've included a bit of the story because it's in your head, but it's actually, you've not actually put it on the page, and you just assume that everybody knows what you're talking about. But the theme for the Flame Tree short story was Dead Man's Wish, horror themed, and it had to be between 700 and 1,000 words. And I thought, okay, I should be able to do something for this, right? Because they'd not done a horror theme for a while. They'd chosen sci-fi, or they'd chosen fantasy, or they'd chosen crime. And I was like, no, do you know what? I really want to write something for this. And my first thought was to do something along the lines of an actual dead man. So my immediate thoughts went to like Davy Jones of the Flying Dutchman in Pirates of the Caribbean, because they were all like dead men and everything. And I thought, something along those lines, but not at sea. There must be a way that I could do something with that. And I just couldn't think of anything. And so then I thought, Dead Man sounds like a town in the Wild West, like Dead Man's Creek or something. And I thought, what if there was like an oldie Wild Western saloon in the town of Deadman called Dead Man's Wish? And so there's something about this saloon. And I was coming up with all these ideas of that maybe the proprietress, the barman, and maybe like the piano player or something would secretly actually be demons or something, and they're always trying to lure souls to be trapped within the dead man's wish. And I thought, oh, I quite like that as an idea. And I wrote pages and pages of notes and character profiles and all that sort of stuff. And I just realized that I was just like procrastinating. And I thought, just try and write it. But I had no idea how the story was going to end. But I thought, well, if I start writing it, maybe I'll write my way into it, and it will work itself out as I'm writing it. An idea will come to me, so sort of discovery writing. So that was the theory. And I was doing okay until I got to about 790 something words. And I literally just crashed and burned, and I was just like, I have no idea how this ends. I have no idea how this ends. Thanks, Jamie. because sometimes you don't know what you've made vague or haven't explained properly. Exactly, yeah. And at this end, I just couldn't work out what this ending was. I couldn't work out if there was going to be a twist. I couldn't work out if the hero was going to survive, what the wish was going to be. And I just couldn't make it work for the life of me. And I kept leaving it and coming back to it, leaving it and coming back to it. And so I did what I always do when I get stuck, is I took the dog for a walk. And I was listening to a writing podcast. And they were just doing like this interview where one writer was talking to another writer. It's called the No Right Way podcast by V.E. Schwab. And there was just this offhand comment made. They were joking with each other, and this offhand comment was made. And I can remember as I was walking going, yeah, I get that. And then it instantly just sort of, I don't know, it's amazing how the brain works, but it instantly just sort of clashed with this other medical fact that I knew. And I thought, oh my God, that would be really cool if you wrote it from that point of view and created like a body horror story. And by the time I'd got back to the house, I had got the whole story worked out in my head of exactly how I wanted to do it. And I came home and I wrote the entire thing in one go. It took me about 2 hours, and I wrote the entire thing in one go. And I was so excited by this story. And I was like, yes, that works. Oh my God, it works so well. And so I left it to sit and marinate, and kept going back, just giving it little tweaks. And then when I was really happy with it, I thought, no, just send it in, because it's got a has to be done by the 21st of April. Read along when? Well, we will see. I will see if they accept it or not. If they accept it, it will go in their newsletter and I'll be paid for it. So fingers crossed for that. If not, I will put it on Discord for everyone to read. How about that? The title, thank you. The title is Ripping Out the Stitches. And I was just like, yep. So that's what I've submitted. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Hey, kappa, kappa, hey, kappa, kappa, hey.
Thank you, Jamie. I think the moral of that story is don't get obsessed with your first idea. Because I was absolutely, utterly convinced that I was going to be writing this dead man's wish saloon story, because I thought, yeah, I've put so much work into this. That is going to be my story. That's going to be my entry. And I very quickly realized that no, it was not, despite the work. But I've kept all the notes just in case it comes in handy for something else. Did you ever hear anything from yours, Jamie? Did you say? Did you ever hear back from that thing that you submitted to?
Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young.
Still in progress. Okay. Oh, I've linked you all a new jigsaw, by the way, because the other one got finished. I've been doing a couple of physical jigsaws. I bought myself a couple of extra 500-piece ones from a charity shop today, and didn't notice that one of them was called Double Trouble, and I just thought, oh, that's the name of the puzzle. I really should have read the box, because it turns out the picture that's on the front of the jigsaw, it has the same picture on the back of the jigsaw. So I'm not sure whether that's going to help me or not. Because the same piece will still fit in the same place. But I don't know. I just think it's going to be really weird trying to do that. You're taking a break from comedy. You're done? Oh no, why? Are you gonna do a different genre, or are you just taking a break from writing for a bit, or? If I got paid money every time I said that I was going to quit writing, I'd be a rich woman by now. Right, and I want more blue. Actually, writing and watching, it's all just the same now. When you can predict the punchline before the setup, it ruins it. So I'm going to stop watching for a bit. Yeah, I get that. I get that totally. I think when you do write, when you create in that way, it is very easy for you to predict things, because you can see the setup coming. You know where the setup is, you know where the feed is for that particular joke or that particular plot, and you can sense the joke coming, or you can sense the line coming or the response coming. The amount of times I have sat and watched a movie or a TV show with Nick and I predict what the character's going to say, or I finish their sentence for them and he turns and he looks at me as if to say, have you seen this before? And I go, no, but I knew that's what he was going to say. And it's just, I think when you write and you read so much, it's hard to just watch something for relaxation, because in a way your brain is analysing how that story was created, or how that scene is created, or what the lead up is. It's a very difficult thing to explain, but I get it. The Big Bang Theory is not a break from comedy. Jamie, I'm going to have you banished for saying things like that. How dare you? How dare you? Big Bang is awesome.
I'm alone here on my island, floating in the sky. I'm high above the world I used to know, and I'm far from any.
Those are my peeps. Those are my people.
Guarded, I found shelter in the storm. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the.
It's got a little indent line here that I've just got to fill in.
I can't be found. Was a soldier in the legions, fought against the demons, fought against the monsters made.
I'm just making all of this darker, by the way, because on the reference picture you can see all around the dragon and everything, it's all quite light. And if this is too light here, when I put in the colouring for that, it's not going to work. So, excuse me, I'm just sort of trying to darken it up a little bit so that when the background colours go in, and they're lighter, it will create a better impression of that light. Because I remember you saying when I first chose this picture, Jamie, how on earth are you going to get the moon right because of the light from the moon? And I think it's because I'm going to have to make sure my darks are really dark and my lights are really light to sort of get that working well. So that's why I just thought I'm just going to go over these bits. Because while I've not been streaming, I've had a lot of time to think about this piece of art. I've been itching to get back to it. I think that kills it for me is knowing they got paid like $1 million per episode for absolute drivel. Right, that's it, you banned. Did everybody have a good Easter? For those of you that celebrate Easter, did you all have a good Easter? Don't make me go on a mod to band to mod again, Arc here as well. Then behave yourself. trying to think what we did for Easter actually. We didn't really do anything much. Easter's never really been like a big holiday for us. Oh. You know, we're not religious. So, you know, we don't go to church or anything like that. And it's basically just an opportunity to have chocolate, to be honest. So I bought a load of eggs. That was about it. What I used to do for Easter when the kids were little. Oh, I'm glad you had a lovely Easter, Panda. Good. It was just relaxed. It was quiet. What I used to do for the kids is, you know, you can go to Hobbycraft and you can buy like those different coloured plastic eggs. And I would write a series of riddles and I'd put one riddle in an egg and put it at a starting point. And they would open that egg, read the riddle, work out what the answer is, which would give them a location or an object in the house that they would then run to that next place, and there would be another egg with another riddle. And basically I would set up every year these like treasure hunt riddles, and you would just hear their feet thundering up and down the stairs depending on where I'd sent them, or into the garden or whatever. And I would do about 10 or 12 riddles each time that would then lead them to the final treasure of all of their eggs and things. I used to love doing that. I used to get a lot of excitement from doing that. It was hard to pitch as well because obviously there was a difference in ages. So it was like, okay, I've got to set the riddles so they're hard enough to make James think, but easy enough for Jack to contribute and to make guesses as to where these things might be. So some of them would be a lot easier than others, but this goes quite, skims the edge of that green, doesn't it? Yes. Right, let me just see. Is that... Ugh! God, everything's falling apart. Do I think that looks a bit better? Possibly. Yeah, I think that makes it look a little bit sharper, this section here. So I'm happier with that. Happy. Color. Need the blick. Really darkening up this bit under that just sort of feeds out from the eye. Yes. Yeah, liking this much better with the dark bits put in. Tell you what I watched yesterday, and it was on Netflix, and I'd seen a lot of trailers for it and a lot of people commenting on it, and I just thought, oh, I am kind of intrigued. And it was called Scoop, and it was the story behind the Prince Andrew interview. It's got Gillian Anderson in it, who I absolutely adore, and Billie Piper, who I really like too. So it was a no-brainer, really. And Rufus Sewell playing Prince Andrew, and he, oh my god, he did that role so well. And it was so good. so good. And there's this, not to spoil any of it for any of you, but there's this one moment where they're sort of negotiating with each other about how this interview might be, if they went ahead with it, what sort of questions would be asked, things like that. And they're all sat in this room with Prince Andrew. And he makes this comment. And it was just like, how did he think that that was an okay thing to say? Where he is literally looking directly at Emily Maitlis and her crew. And he said, I really don't understand why you guys are so obsessed with my friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. I knew Jimmy Savile much better. And he just laughs. And it's like, seriously? You thought that was an okay thing to say?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, wow. It is such a good show. If you haven't watched Scoop, then I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it. Right, let's have a look at that. Yes, see, it's much better now I've gone darker. It's just having the confidence to go darker. It's what's going to make the picture work better. Somebody get the phone. I'm just going to do the little extra bits that I just feel need it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I don't think the whole thing needs it, but just... What else have I watched since I've not been streaming? Nearly went boom, didn't it? Still working my way through CSI. I think I'm up to like season... Oh, I don't know. What season am I up to? Let me just have a look. I am up to season 12, episode 15. There we go. I've been watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Childish Gambino. Don't know what that is. Sorry. I've seen the film Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, but I've not heard of anything else called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, and I started watching Physical 100. Let me look up that Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. The Physical 100 on Netflix. And I guess it's a little bit like Squid Game, but it's a real life thing rather than like a TV series. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So it says here, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is an American spy television series inspired by the film of the same name. Oh, okay. Do 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 do. I don't understand what you mean by Childish Gambino, though. What does that mean? Oh, right. Donald Glover. Okay, did not realise that was an alternate name. Who's also known as Donald McKinley Glover Jr. See, this is why Google is so good. How did we ever get by without Google? Jeez. I don't know. Right, now. I just wanted a bit of extra green, sort of turquoisey colour here on the edge. Because this is going to go up against that light colour on here. I'm reading at the moment a book called Our Hideous Progeny. It's written by C.M. McGill, and it's set in the sort of 1850s. It is the granddaughter or grandniece, I can't remember which one, of Victor Frankenstein, who finds her disgraced uncle's notes and decides to reanimate, instead of a person, they decide to, because she's into fossils and things like that, she decides to reanimate a plesiosaur, is that how it's pronounced? And I'm about halfway through at the moment, and so far it's really, really good. The language with which it's written is really reminiscent of that time, and I just think that it's so good. Do 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 do. Those bottom scales look like the bottom ones are really, really dark. I don't want it to be totally white, but just give the hint of a reflection on those scales. Right, and I think I just need a little bit of dark green.
Don't wanna say it, but I love it when you hurt me. Don't ever change it, 'cause I love it when you hurt me. Don't think I'd make it if you ever did desert me. I know I shouldn't, but I love it when you hurt me. I think about it all day, even when I'm sleeping. It's been a long time, but you always got me feeling. I'm like an animal, and you know how to turn me. Don't wanna say it, but I love it when you hurt me. Love, 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 need your love, 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 need your love, 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 need your love, love, love. Love, 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 need your love, 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 need your love. Don't wanna say it, but I love it when you hurt me. Don't wanna say it, but I love it when you hurt me.
I've also nearly finished the Skull and Crossbones jumper. Not the jumper itself, just the bit here. I've nearly done the skulls. I've had a bit of a break from it because I've been doing the 500-piece jigsaw puzzles, because I found out about a competition that I would like to try and have a go at, just to challenge myself, but it won't be until next year. But the UK Jigsaw Puzzle Association does this thing where you can do online speed puzzling, and the way it works is you sign up to do it. They send you the puzzle through the post, but it's all wrapped up, it's sealed, you cannot see inside, and there's a sign on it that says do not open until you're told to do so. So you don't get to see the picture, so you can't sort of plan how you're going to tackle it. You can't think, oh, this is a gradient puzzle, so I'll do it this way, or this has got a large chunk of red over here, I'll do that bit first, or whatever. So they send you the puzzle. Obviously you have to pay an entry fee, I'm assuming, for them to send you this puzzle. And then the day of the competition, like this year, it was the Sunday afternoon of Easter Sunday. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you go on Zoom and you have your camera aiming down at the area that you're going to solve the puzzle in, and when they say go, everybody then gets to open the puzzle and you solve it, and the fastest person to do it obviously wins. And then there are, prizes for first, second, third, whatever. And I thought, oh my god, that sounds like something I could do. It involves no traveling. I don't have to travel anywhere. There's no long car journeys or anything like that. It's something that I could do online. So obviously the next one will be in a year's time. So I think I've got until Easter of next year to get really good at doing 500-piece puzzles. So in the last week I've done 2 500-piece puzzles, and I put on Discord what my time was. The first one, I mean, most of these people who win these puzzle competitions solve it in a sub-hour time, and the first one I did took me like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I was like, not all in one go. I like spread this out over like 3 days and just kept timing myself with the timer on my phone. And I was like, oh my god, 3 hours and 20 minutes. That is so bad. That is like really pathetic time that I need to cut down considerably. And so the next day I did another different puzzle, which I also put on Discord, and got my time down to 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I managed to cut like 40 minutes off solving a puzzle from the first one to the second one. Now, I'm not going to say that that's going to happen every single time I do a puzzle, because individual puzzles are going to have different difficulty markers to them. So yeah, so I sort of ran out of puzzles to solve that were 500 piece, so I went out and got 2 more today. And like I said, the first one is... It's 3 puzzles in one, because in the box are these 3D glasses. One's got red lenses, one's got blue lenses, and one's got green lenses. Depending on which one you wear, if you wear the red lens, you can see the red picture that's on the puzzle pieces. If you put the blue lens on, obviously you can see the blue picture, and so there's like a red picture, a blue picture, and a green picture all superimposed on top of one another. Because, you know, why pick an easy puzzle? And depending on which set of glasses you wear, that picture comes out more. So, yeah, so I picked myself a really difficult puzzle. And the other 500-piece one that I've done... the other 500-piece puzzle that I'm going to do, it's all hot air balloons, absolutely hundreds and hundreds of hot air balloons, but it's the one that I didn't realise is double-sided. So the picture is on the front as well as on the back of the pieces. So I think that's going to be a bit of a problem, but we shall see. So I'm not expecting my time to drop by 40 minutes every single time I do a puzzle. And I think there'll be some times that I'll just be a bit all over the place, but public accountability. I'm going to try and enter that picture, that competition next year. Let's see how... Oh, look at Panda. It's done 131 pieces. Oh my god. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well done, Panda. You're doing brilliantly. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, hang on. This is what Panda's doing at the moment. And that's the puzzle, what it should look like when he's done. So that's the community jigsaw link that's at the top of the chat that I've pinned. So if you want to help in that, you can just click on the link and it will take you to this page. And you can just, pick up pieces and move them around and try and solve the jigsaw. You can zoom in, for those that don't know. My goal for this year is reading 1 book a month. That is a brilliant goal to have. I need to read more than what I do. And I used to be a really... oh God, look what I've done. Hang on, let me go back to Art Show. There we go. I used to read all the time. Like all the time. I total utter bookworm. And then the internet came along and gave me Twitter and TikTok and YouTube, and it is just perfect for my ADHD brain to just scroll through TikTok. And I literally can waste so much time just scrolling because I just find it relaxing. People are really funny, and there are some really good funny TikToks, and it just gives me that little hit of whatever it is, dopamine, whatever. And I just sit and scroll on that, and I kept setting myself screen time things on the, if you have an Apple phone, I don't know if you can do it with like Samsung or whatever. I'm sure you can, but you can set screen time things. And I would set myself a screen time of just 30 minutes on social medias because I felt like I was wasting so much time. And, you know, when I could be doing so many other interesting things like getting back to reading. But it's so easy to overrule that thing when the screen time thing comes up and said, right, that's it, your time limit is over. There is a button that says, would you like to ignore this and continue watching? And I just click that, and it's because it's just so easy for me to do. And it's so difficult for me to actually just obey the screen time monitor and just put my phone down. I don't look at my phone for anything else. I'm not always texting or anything like that, but my TikTok is on there. And I'm scrolling. But yeah, I need to read more books. Because like my iPad also every week will tell me what my average screen time is per day. And sometimes I'll feel really good about it because it'll say, oh, your screen time was down 28% this week. And I'd be like, yeah, great. And then it will say, you were on your iPad for 4.5 hours every day. And I'd be like, what? But it's because YouTube is on there. I have YouTube on my iPad and I have TikTok on my phone. And so if I put down one, I instantly pick up the other because I just need to have that constant. I don't know what this is. I just don't know what it is. I just find it really hard to put it down because I know I'm going to get that instant hit with watching the people that I like on YouTube that I follow. I'll get that instant hit with the people that make the funny stuff on TikTok. Whereas with a book, I love reading. I love books. I love it when a story completely and utterly takes me away and takes me into another world. But I am not always guaranteed that. And sometimes there's a long build-up before you get the payoff with a book. And I don't know. I feel like when I do read books now, I'm getting a lot of books that are DNF, so did not finish, because I don't know, they just don't hold my attention as much as they used to when I didn't have anything else that would distract me. But I really do need to get back to reading one book a month, because that's 12 books a year, right? So that shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. But oh my gosh, it's hard. I think it's more like 160 pieces I should have signed in. It probably is. Yeah, I think I don't know if anyone else has gone on there and helped you, Panda, but it looked like you'd done the majority of it. So I apologise if anyone else has been on and helped Panda do the jigsaw, but I only saw his name up there. You demolished your April book already. Oh, okay. Well, then you've got to tell us what it is. What was your April book then? Because it might be something that I'll enjoy. I'm always happy to hear book recommendations. The end needs to be just this side. It just needs to be the top. Just so that this stands out when I get the lighter colour against it. Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. Here comes Google. Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. It was really fun for me, but I see a lot of people online don't care for it. Okay. Let's have a little look. See. Let's see what it's about. War will live forever, and who will die trying? Oh, written by the guy who wrote They Both Die at the End. Oh, right, okay. Balancing epic and intensely personal stakes, best-selling author Adam Silvera's Infinity Sun is a gritty, fast-paced adventure about two brothers caught up in a magical war generations in the making. Growing up in New York, brothers Emil and Brighton always idolized the Spellwalkers, a vigilante group sworn to rid the world of spectres. While the Spellwalkers and other Celestials are born with powers, spectres take them, violently stealing the essence of endangered magical creatures. Brighton wishes he had a power so he could join the fray. Emil just wants the fighting to stop. The cycle of violence has taken a toll, making it harder for anyone with a power to live peacefully and openly. In this climate of fear, a gang of spectres has been growing bolder by the day. Then, in a brawl after a protest, Emil manifests a power of his own, one that puts him right at the heart of the conflict and sets him up to be the heroic spellwalker Brighton always wanted to be. Brotherhood, love, and loyalty will be put to the test, and no one will escape the fight unscathed. Okay. That will have to go on my TBR. You're giving me another one to look up. I'm sorry, I'm googling a lot. Sorry. What's this other one? Reverie. Oh, Ryan Lasala. I've heard of him. He has a good TikTok. I know. Let's have a look. Amazon Best Book of the Month. A joyously, riotously queer young adult fantasy from debut author Ryan Lasala. Reverie is a wildly imaginative story about the subconscious becoming reality. Perfect for fans of Adam Silvera and Laini Taylor. A few weeks ago, Kane Montgomery was in an accident that robbed him of his memory. Ooh, I mean, I like that trope. I like that whole amnesia trope, so that's good. The only thing he knows for certain is that the police found him half dead in the river. The world as he knows it feels different. Reality seems different. And when strange things start happening around him, Kane isn't sure where to turn. And then 3 of his classmates show up, claiming to be his friends and the only people who can tell him what's truly going on. Kane doesn't know what to believe or who he can trust, but as he and the others are dragged into increasingly fantastical dream worlds drawn from imagination, it becomes clear that there is dark magic at work. Nothing in Kane's life is an accident, and only he can keep the world itself from unraveling. Reverie is an intricate and compelling LGBT young adult book about the secret worlds we hide within ourselves and what happens when they become real. Okay, that sounds good too. Hey Hayley! Howdy doody! Subscribe for 10 months. Oh my god, I mean, I think that's 3 of you I've seen tonight. that has subscribed for 10 months, and it's like, oh my god, how is it 10 months? We're just 2 months away from having streamed for a year, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I do like getting book recommendations. The thing is that my TBR pile grows and grows and grows. My Amazon wish list is growing, growing and growing. But then I'm like, will I sit down and read the damn things? I'm trying to think, what did I read recently that I really liked? Hang on, I have a little book log. Oh yes, I read 2 books by Shari Lapena or Lapena. I don't know how it's pronounced. They're sort of like domestic thrillers. One was called Not a Happy Family, and the other one was called The End of Her. And they were really sort of fast-paced, and the sort of book that the writing style was very sparse, but it just told you all that you needed to know. It wasn't like pages and pages of description or anything like that, but it was kind of boring. It was like fast-paced, and that's probably why it kept my attention. It was just fast-paced, it clicked along, it was like, could it be this person, could it be that person, oh my god, this person's got a secret now, what are they hiding, oh this person has also got a secret, oh could they have done it, and there was just so many possible suspects, and so many clues, that it was just, I just had to know, and I literally raced through those 2 books, and yeah, so Shari Lapena is a really good writer. I'm waiting for her next book to come out at the library. How are you? I'm good, thank you, Hayley. Thank you. Hope you're better than me. Just lost my phone when taking dogs for a walk. Just found it. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Stressful. I tell you what happened to me when I took the dog for a walk the other day. It was really disgusting. But I'm going to share. So I was walking Rosie, and if you're a dog walker, if you walk your dogs regularly, they go to the toilet and you have to clear up after them. And you have the doggy poo bags, right? So Rosie had been toilet. I'd picked up after her. And it was a really windy day. This was like 2 days ago. It was a really, really gusty, windy day. And because I have quite long hair, if I don't tie it back on the dog walk, because it's quite fly away as well, it's forever coming over my face and everything, and it gets in my mouth and I can't bear it. So I always, when I go for a walk, I tie it back and put a baseball cap on. And so I was walking along this really, really, really windy day. And as we came around a corner, this really strong gust hit me. And I felt the front of the baseball cap lift off and my cap was going to go flying. So I reached up to grab it, forgetting that on this pinky finger, I'd got looped the poo bag. So as I went like this, the poo bag just hit me straight in the face. Oh, it was so gross. I mean, you can feel it, that TMI. And it was just, oh my god. I mean, thank god I'd not poked a hole in it or anything with like a fingernail or something. It was just, and I was just like all the way home and just sort of constantly sort of trying to wipe my face. And when I got home, I sort of really scrubbed my face hard with soap and water. Even though, it was in a plastic bag, it didn't actually touch me. So, but it was just the idea of it of what had happened. So, yeah, what can I say? What can I say? Things always happen to me when I'm out walking, Rosie, I swear. I have started to notice though, really think that my dog has got OCD. I really do. Rosie, I mean, she fits in well to this house, but she's definitely got OCD because every morning she knows that once I've had breakfast, I will go upstairs and I will get dressed. And when I come downstairs, she's waiting for me outside of our bedroom because she knows she's about to go on a walk. But every morning, without fail, when I come out of the bedroom dressed, she grabs hold of my left hand with her mouth, very gently holds my hand as she takes me down the stairs. And when we get to the bottom of the stairs, we've got like a shoe cabinet. And as I open the shoe cabinet, she does this big stretch thing and makes this sort of weird, sort of growly noise as she's stretching. And when we're out on the walk, if I do this particular route that I do, she always walks on my right hand side. I wonder if James is back yet. Just trying to see whether it actually rained or not. I swear he came to me at like 3:30 and he said, Mum, I'd like to go to archery today. Because where he has to go, he needs a lift. Really could do with him learning how to drive and getting his own car. But, I was like, it's 3:30. I think it's scheduled to rain. I said, you've had the whole day in which you could have done this. It's late. And he was like, oh, this is early for me. He's lucky that it stays lighter for longer now. Right, actually, looking at that picture, that green is going to go down to... Because that's a shadow. Let me think how I'm going to do that. James did say he wanted to, but he said he would have to use your car, then you wouldn't have a car. Yeah. Do you mean learn to drive? He nearly passed his test once, because here you have to do, in the UK, you have to do your theory test before you can actually pass your actual driving test. And he would do the theory, and he would take the theory exam, and he would always just miss it by like 1 point. So say if you needed 30 points, he would get 29. I don't know what the point system is, but he would always just be 1 point short. And how many times did he do the theory? I think he did it 2 or 3 times. And every single time it was like 1 point. And it was never in the same section. It was always in a different section. And it was just like, I think he just got so mad at it. He was just like, no, I'm not going to do any more driving lessons. I'm giving up. And this was years ago. But I wish he would learn to drive and get his own car. This is going to come down here, so let's get that bit in first. It's a bit different to my day. When you learnt to drive, you would take just the actual driving test with an examiner in your car, and then at the end the theory part of the test would literally be the examiner would show you a few flashcards with some road signs on it and say, what does this mean? And it'd show you maybe 5 of them, and then that would be your theory. That was it. And I can actually remember one of mine was a circular sign with the red edge that said 30 in the middle of it. And I was like, right, okay. Maximum road speed is 30 miles an hour. And the others were, I think I had the Clearway one with again, the red circle, but with the blue background and the cross through it. I honestly can't remember what the other 3 were, but I can remember 2 of them were like really, really simple ones. He would use our car if he passed. No, absolutely not. He wouldn't, Panda. No, because we were making him buy his own car. Buy his own damn car. Becca's bought her car, and she can't even drive yet. So she's got her car sat on the driveway. She's bought it, paid for it, with the aim of starting to learn to drive. So that's what you said. Yeah, damn right, we'd say it too. It was like when we ran into my friend a couple of weeks back. I think I told you. I think it was when we still had stream. I told you I ran into an old school friend. Another mother that I used to know when I used to take the kids to school and did the school run. And she was telling me about, oh yes, my Kaylee studied marine biology and she went on to do this, and my son, he went on to do that, and now I'm officially retired, she said, and she's retired early. And she was like, it's so nice. She says, it's so nice to have the house to yourself. She says, you must be enjoying it too, having got rid of your 4. I said, no, ours all still live with us. And she was like, you're joking. Yes, mine still all live with me. This is meant to be our time. No, it's fine. I think kids these days, there is just absolutely no way that they can afford to put a deposit down on a house. And for various reasons, which I won't go into, none of them work, apart from James, obviously. So they wouldn't be able to afford their own place, so they're all still here. All my babies still here. And actually it is fine. I would much rather support them and make sure that they are comfortable and able to take on the world. Otherwise I'd just be stuck in the house with Nick. Just me and Nick. It'd drive me bonkers. No, Nick's fine. Nick's fine, honestly. just check. That is dark, isn't it? Yeah, so it is dark. So that's okay. I just didn't want there to be like a light beam on it. And there is a light beam immediately under the dark line. Right, I just want to add a little bit of extra blue to this bit.
To the sad machine, to the TV screens. Let love win when it's hard to find, when it's cold outside. I'm alright out here in a lost land. Heartbeat like a tambourine.
Oh, I know, I meant to tell you guys. While I was waiting for this stream to start, I clicked onto Twitch and I thought, oh, I'll just see if there's some other interesting art streamers out there. And there was one streamer that I watched, and on the side it will give you people who watch this person also watch these other people, and they seem to be doing art. So I clicked on them and found a hentai artist. I don't quite know what to say next. So, yeah. Now I know. Now I know.
Out here in a lost land, heartbeat like a tambourine. These fever dreams won't let me sleep. So come real close, if only for a moment. I don't care where it's going. Show me what'll happen when we let love win. When we let love win.
I know now, Panda. I know now. I know you all tried to tell me. Right. I just want to do a little bit of purple on that face. It was, for those who are unsure, it was clearly for people who enjoy depictions of a voluptuous female form, shall we say. I was very surprised. I mean, the girl in question that was doing the art was very skilled, I must say. And she was obviously using digital art. And it was all very impressive. In more ways than one. Right. Okay, so I think I've sharpened up that face. And yeah, I think it's got more distinction to it. I think, just looking at the rest of it, I think I might just need to redo this bit here. Just sort of darken the edges of that, because that is going to have behind it on this section here a series of blues, and I think it needs to have more defined edges for this soft blue colour that's going to be behind it. So yeah, okay. And I got this moss colour started on this tree trunk that's going to go down here. So I just need to get the background colour in, and then once that's done, then I can put like the bark effect on the tree. And the bark effect actually looks a little bit like how I did the crocodile scales. So yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how that comes across. But just looking at the bit under the mouth as well. What colour goes? So we're going to have like cream yellow under here, so that might be okay, and then it goes into light blue. So yeah, I think under the mouth is alright. And the teeth, that's very light blue white here. Yeah, and then up by the moon, let's have a look. Yeah, okay. I just feel like the fun bit of doing the dragon was good, but now I just need to really have the impact of that dragon on the page and deepening it up, because I think where I've done this around the face, the rest of the body now looks paler. So I probably need to go over that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll do it bit by bit. But anyway, I think that's where I'm going to stop for today, chat. So it's been good to be back. It's good to be back. Yeah, so I know I've gone over a lot of stuff that I've already done before with this picture, but I think it was essential to get that done. But yes, so tomorrow we'll probably be back with this picture. I want to try and sort of get the dragon properly done before we move on to any new sections. So yes, I'll probably come back with the art tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Let me just see how far the jigsaw, the group jigsaw is. Oh my god! Wow, it's nearly done. Hey Bubble. That's crazy. Okay. So it says Bubble's done 41 pieces. Panda has done 212. That's amazing. You've done brilliantly. Let me just... That's how much has been done. Look at that! And that's just been tonight. That's crazy. Well done, everybody. You're doing brilliantly there. Amazing. Right, okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it. You may have got a bit carried away. Get carried away. It's fine. It's what it's there for. It's fine, honestly. Right, okay. Yep, so that's where I'm going to leave it tonight then, chat. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Thank you for returning. That means so much to me that you came back after such a long break. Oh, it feels like such a long break away. I don't know how long it was. But hopefully we won't have any more problems moving forward, and we'll just go back to our regularly scheduled programming. And yeah, I will hopefully see you guys all here tomorrow night around about 6ish, maybe a little bit early as usual. But I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your evening. It's a pleasure to be back with you all, and yeah, look forward to many more streams, problem free, hopefully. So there we go. All right, have a good evening, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you here tomorrow, safe and well, hopefully. So take care and bye.